Good morning, everyone, and happy holidays. I just want to extend my gratitude to each and every one of you that tune in and watch my videos. You can also catch me all over social media. Follow me on Instagram, Jeni G Cousins. And I also have a group on Facebook, Higher Vibes with Jeni G Cousins. Make sure you join in with my group. I'm going to be making some really positive changes in there with surprises. So the only way you're going to find out is to tune in. So now, how many of you guys had a really good Christmas or a holiday? What did you guys do? What were you doing? And so on. Now, this week, I'm going to be giving you insights into what is coming up from the 29th of December to the 4th of January. The year is ending. Like, oh my gosh. I want you guys to really reflect back onto the beginning of January last year, or this year, I should say, actually, right? Onto where you are now. Some people are like, I never accomplished anything. I get that quite a bit, and it's like, don't look at that as much. Look at what you've been through. What steps did you take forward? We each, of course, have our own journey, our own personal journey of self-discovery. However, you're going to find this week there's going to be a lot of karmic completions. You know, Universal 9 year is what we are just finishing in, which is all about endings and completion. However, this week coming in here, you are going to be completing karmic relationships, karmic connections, karmic jobs, like whatever it is. There's going to be a completion of this even more. So, whenever you have been thinking about, what do I really need to end? What's not working? And you got to be really honest with yourself. You might be like, you know what? I can't continue to be at my job. I cannot continue to be in my relationship. I cannot continue to be where I'm living. Like, really review that, you know, because it's like, geez, what's just not working? I've given it all I can. I'm not seeing results, or there's just too many issues. There's just too many problems. But oh my gosh, what happens if I let go? That's the biggest thing people say. Well, I don't want to let go because what if I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life? Let's say if you're in a relationship, or oh my gosh, what if I end my job? Don't recommend ending your job until you find something else, because this new year, things are going to be moving really quickly. And what is not working and what has not been working in 2026, if you still hang on to that, you're going to be like, God, why isn't this working? And it's going to be brought to your attention in a real rude awakening. And some people are like, you know what? I don't want to let go because that brings change. I'm walking into the unknown. Exactly. When you surrender, you know what direction am I going towards? What direction am I moving in? Spirit, I'm open up for new positive beginnings. Surrender it. Surrender it. New people will come to you. New opportunities will present itself. New relationships will come to you, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, but don't worry about that. Just start writing it down. Get those visions boards going, you guys. Like seriously, you can add on to it. You can readjust things every day, every second. So this is when the clock is ticking, you know, everything is endings. We are seeing more truth exposed. No surprise there. Make sure you guys watch my 2026 predictions video as well. It came out, I think, the first week of December, somewhere around there, maybe the second week of November or December, because I give you a lot of insights into 2026 and a lot more details and such. So make sure you tune in, watch that video for goodness sakes, right? And you'll have an idea of where we are headed towards, what's incoming, and so on and so on and so on to really help you. So let's start off on the energy of the 29th and 30th of December. So you're going to start to see a lot more clarity right now. You are especially going to be looking at, oh my gosh, who did I give my power away to? Like, and why? This is when you need to reflect and really look on that, because when you really start taking your power back, you're going to be healing more and letting go, and your confidence is going to start building. You're going to find that your self-esteem is going to be coming back. Be honest with yourself, you guys. This is the time to be really honest. So, really look at what's just not working. I'm going to keep repeating that because I'm really trying to stress out the point here, you guys. What's just not in alignment? What path do you want to continue on, perhaps, if it's working? What path do you want to make changes? We all get to that roadblock, along the highway. GPS can suddenly die, roadmap flies out the window. Instinct. If you're going on a direction, you're like, things are flowing. Things are, I'm seeing synchronicity. I'm seeing how things are coming together. Then yeah, you're on the right path. But it's like, I've tried this, and that. There's no changes. It's always constant problems. It's always this. It's always that. Highlight that. Really highlight it. Be honest with yourself. Start writing it down. So this is when you're going to really start to say, I need to end this. I need to end the situation. So this is when you have to have that patience even more. Make these goals, long-term goals, as I'm always stating about. Make those short-term goals. And be really mindful of what decisions you're making right now during this time. I have a hair appointment and I might cut all my hair off. I'm seriously thinking of that. Maybe real short. I don't know. That would be like a big decision, but hair can grow back. It just really depends on what changes you're making. Hair can grow back, but I'm talking about more big decisions that you really have to make. But when it's not working, whatever it is, end it. Start again. New beginnings. Year of the fire horse. Things are moving quickly. Universal 1 year. New beginnings in such a huge, dramatic way. So you're not going to be as distracted because you're like, you know what, this feels right for me. I'm going to wing it. Like I take risks myself. Sometimes risks pay off, sometimes they don't. Is that not something that you learn on? Wow, this is working. Pay attention to that. Oh my God, I got to make changes to this. Oh my God, I can't deal with this anymore. Pay attention, pay attention. So New Year's Eve, December 31st. How many of you guys are going out or having celebrations? I'm usually in bed a lot before midnight on New Year's Eve normally. Like myself, for many years, I used to go out and celebrate New Year's Eve. And where I'm at, it gets really cold normally on New Year's Eve. Oh my God. And then it's hours and hours and hours waiting for the taxi to come pick you up. And here it's like -40, and you're like, oh my God, I'm stuck here for hours. No, thank you. You know, just really be mindful and careful. January 1st brings in a big bang, and you might actually feel even the first week of January that you're feeling much better. A lot of people are like, oh, thank God that year was over with. We all have different cycles and experiences that we have to go through. So you might find that you're going to even be more drawn to your health on the 1st and the 31st. You're going to find that, I really got to make, some daily changes of my routine, of my habits. So you might even be like, you know what? I just want to have more of a quiet day for myself. Maybe some of you, are taking down your Christmas decorations. I normally leave mine up until the 1st of myself personally. Some people take it back, their decorations down on the 26th Boxing Day and so on. Some people leave it up until halfway during January. Go on your own comfort zone. Go what feels right for you. You know what I mean? You're living your life for you. So this is going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to turn my phone on mute. I'm going to take time out for me. I'm just going to have a day. Maybe I'm going to catch up on laundry or, like putting the tree away or something, or just different things like that. But you're really going to find, you know what? I just, I want to be around more authenticity, more authentic connections. You're going to make yourself more of a priority this time as well. You're going to be committing more to yourself, goals. It's like, how come this didn't happen and that didn't happen? We have to make certain commitments to ourselves whenever we have goals that we're working on. Like if you're writing a book, let's just say, for an example, you know, maybe I'll write every 6 months. So sometimes we have to take blocks out during the day. Not all of us can do that. We have family and children and so on and busy life, but it's like if we want to have certain goals, we have to work towards it. So, look at your schedule and be like, you know what? Can I give myself 20 minutes today, let's say, to exercise? Can I give myself 20 minutes to work on my project? Like, you know what I mean? It could be a few hours, it could be an hour. You go on your own comfort zone, of course. We can get interruptions and stuff. However, I will turn my phone off or on mute myself personally when I'm working on certain things, and I can easily get back to people and so on and so on. So you're going to be wanting to create more stability for yourself during the 31st and the 1st of January. You're going to be like, you know what? I just want more sacred connections. I want more authentic connections. I want to be more connected with the people who truly support me in a positive way. All of these things. For the people that are just janking your chain, trying to control and manipulate you, making all of these promises that they've never kept, that's something you really got to think about and really review. I'm very observant myself. I observe a lot of different things. And then when I'm like, you know what, this isn't working. So whatever it is, you know what I mean? So this is when you're really going to take that time and reflect. So when you're doing all of this, and because of the holidays, rushing around, doing this, doing that, you very well could be feeling more tired on the 2nd and 3rd of January. Make sure you rest. Make sure those boundaries are coming in. Self-care. Maybe you're going to be like, you know what, I'm really tired. I just need time to myself even more. I need time to maybe sit back, watch some movies, maybe just sit back, read my book, like whatever it is, you know, wherever you're at. If you're in a really nice climate, go for a nice walk, get in touch with nature. Where I'm at, no. -30, -40 blizzards. I'm not going to be going out, and getting in touch with nature. No, that's just me. Some people are like, oh my God, I want to go skiing. And they're like, I love winter. I'm not a winter person myself, but there are people who are and they love it. So we're all different, of course. So this is when you're going to be even facing more fears. You're going to be, as you're sitting back, yeah, I got to face this fear. I got to let me book that time, an appointment to get this done, or maybe speak to that person about it's not working. I have to end this karmic situations. We are completing the 9 year of karmic cycles, karmic situations, family endings, friends, business contacts, jobs, your partner, like whatever it is, you know. So this is the time when you are going to be making more serious decisions with relationships in general. So, you're going to be like, you know what, maybe I want to commit to this person now. Maybe I don't want to commit. Maybe I just don't want a commitment anymore. Ponder on that. You're going to see the truth even more. Oh, I had my eyes on this person for a long time. That's my person. That's my soulmate. Why aren't they contacting me? Why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? Maybe it's just not your person. Maybe it's not the right timing. When we let go and surrender, maybe that's when your person will appear just like that. You can always book a reading with me and I can give you my clairvoyant insights and confirmations and all of those things. And I'll also help you work through karmic connections, how to end karmic ties naturally. Because if we just boom, end it, block somebody and run away, that energy carries forth with you unless you don't work through it. So there's a way to do that. You can always book a reading with me and I can help you through that, no problem. So as we're ending towards the end of January 4th, you very well could be healing because maybe some of you have confronted your person this week or your job or whoever it is and have completed that karmic relationship with them. It's just not working for whatever reason. It's just time for me to move on. So this is when you very well are going to be letting go a little bit more, can be a little more emotional. Maybe some of you have proposed to your person or got proposed to on Christmas Day. You know, as I talked about in my cosmic vibes, there's certain days where certain things will happen. So there very well, some of you could have got proposed to and so on. Like, oh my God, congratulations. Oh, you're going to be taking that renewal even more seriously. You're going to be looking at, again, reviewing karmic relationships, soul connections, connections that are not authentic, relationships that are authentic, and so on. You know, in order for a relationship to work, it takes two people to put in the effort. You know, marriage can be very difficult at times, you know, long-term relationships, because it's hard work. You know, some people like, oh, as soon as we get married, I'm living my fairy tale dream. You got to put the work into your relationships. You know, if you're doing all the work and your partner is not, it's not going to work. You have to sit down and have that heart to heart talk and say, you know, I have some concerns over this and this and that. Let's work on this because you could either become closer with each other or things are going to start falling apart or have fallen apart. And then you're like, oh God, nobody likes to hurt people. You know, some people do. That's just who they are. However, you know, nobody likes to get hurt. No, nobody wants to hurt other people. I mean, if you're somebody that likes to hurt other people and don't care, that says a lot about you. That's karma that will come back and bite you when you least expect it. Boom, just like that. How you treat others, it will come back. So be really careful what you do. Karmic never loses a phone number, an address, that whole thing. The clock's ticking. We're moving into a new year. Let's make this a really good year. So pay attention, you guys, because there's karmic completions this week, karmic endings. You know, it could be a habit, it could be you know, like a behavior, but it's really connected along relationships. You know, maybe that person out of the blue. There's reunions as well that, you know, like you're going to find that even people from your past could be coming back around towards the end of the week. Oh my gosh, I just heard from this person. It's been quite some time. Or, oh my gosh, my person is no longer in a relationship with this person. Now we can start something. Exactly. Don't push anything. Don't force the issue. Don't push anything. You don't want to do that. You know, things do come together at the right time. They really do. No matter how many disappointments there are, why didn't that work? There's reasons why it didn't work. But this partner, you know, I talk to people, well, he didn't propose to me, she didn't propose to me, all of these things, da 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 da. If you want the relationship to work, you both got to be on the same page. You really do. My partner wants a baby, I don't, vice versa. I want marriage, my partner does it, vice versa. Maybe your business contract that you have, you're like, no, I'm done. I can't. Maybe that raise you never got at your job that you've been putting in all your hard effort into. I'm not seeing anything. I didn't get my raise or promotion. Things like that. You're going to see your worth even more and more and more. And you're going to be facing a lot of things that you never thought you'd ever face. Right. So now let's just talk to the cards, see what messages are for you. I don't use cards when I do readings because I'm clairvoyant. You know, I get messages 24/7 from the spirit world. Like literally, I wake up in the middle of the night and I start getting all these messages, and I'm like, really? Can I get back to sleep now? Like, seriously? So at times I just go into deep trances. I never know what messages are coming out and coming through. I just go with the flow, right? Spirit, hello. So the 29th of January 4th, let's have a little chat. The 29th of December to the 4th of January, what's coming in, what messages are for, what, oh, actually 3 cards fell out. I'm gonna, wow. It's very interesting, but I will shake this cards again. 3 cards came out. Making, be brave in confronting choices. There's a child involved and marriage. Look at that. Marriage, marriage cards. Proposals could be endings, could be commitment. Child, maybe some of you are wanting a child, or maybe there's, a connection or a reason why the relationship isn't working. Maybe you want a child and your partner doesn't. Maybe you are wanting to have a baby. A child can also be a pet as well. And be brave. Be brave in making choices like, oh my God, like what did I just talk about? Karmic completions, karmic endings. Like, oh my God. Child, marriage, and be brave. Oh my gosh. Commitment. That very well could be that you could commit to a child. You could commit to a marriage. Be brave, right? And don't worry if you're going to end up being a single mother. Things will work out. I mean, like, I'm not saying to do that, of course. However, don't have fears and stay in a toxic relationship. There is help out there. There is, you know? Okay, so let's ask the cards again. Like, wow. Wow. See how spirit works? Right? 29th of December to the 4th of January. What is the message from the spirit world? 29th of December to the 4th of January. What is the message for the collective? Steady progress. Yes. Whatever's working, keep going at it. Keep whatever's flowing, you're on the right path. Some of you have seen synchronicity with things, with the direction. Some of you could be like, I don't know if I'm on the right path, Jeni, like, oh my God. If things are flowing, pay attention to that. You're on the right path. If you're like, I'm getting drained with this, nothing's working, you have a decision to make. Oh my God, if I do this, don't go into fear. We can overthink situations. So let's just pull another card here, another deck here. 29th of December to the 4th of January. You guys want to book a reading, soulworkwithjeni.com, by the way. I might start doing private readings or free readings in my group on Facebook as well. I did free readings on YouTube on the 21st. It was so dead. Oh my God. But that was the day of the solstice and holidays and stuff like that. I was worried when my team wanted to change that date, but I just winged it. December 29th to the 4th of January. December 29th to the 4th. It's share the love. Share the love. When you share from your heart, I'm not saying, like give money away, give this and give that and give that and give that. There has to be a balance of giving and receiving. I'm always talking about that. If you're the one that's constantly giving, you're not going to get anything back. It has to be balanced. I'm open to receive. I've been giving a lot lately, let's say. Why haven't I been receiving? Don't do that. Just surrender it. Do things from your heart that feels right for you. It's really important to, do things from your heart unconditionally. Like when I, let's say, do free readings, or whenever I give lots of stuff away to shelters and lots of things. I'll even, cook some food and give it to somebody and stuff like that. I don't think, what am I getting back? I never do. I just do. I'm like, there you go. Right. So sometimes, I'll be out and about, and if somebody's like, God, I'm short like $2, there you go. Things like that. If you're in shopping and somebody's in the cashier line, oh my God, you're too, things like that. Just you go on your own flow. I'm not going to go on about that, but share with love. Always share from your heart. Always share unconditionally from your heart. You have to really balance your heart, because whenever we're going through a hard time, and let's say our partner hurt us or they ended the relationship with us, the first thing people normally do is close their heart. That's the worst thing you can do because you want to heal from that. And it's really hard to heal when your heart is closed. We have to take that time to work through things and so on. So anyways, I'm going to end my video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, join my group, Higher Vibes with Jeni G Cousins. Make some comments, make sure you like the video, and I'll catch you all next time. Namaste. And Happy New Year.